So folks, here we are, and frankly, we thought we were going to get a lot of interviews with the whole team, but with the damage today to the wing and other issues, the only guy we're going to get is probably the guy I want to talk to more than anyone, Ian Freshburns, design coordinator for BMW Oracle. How are you, brother?
Great, great. Hi, anarchists.
Welcome to On the Water Anarchy. This is your first time.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll be gentle.
Thank you.
You can see the wing here in the background. It's still up, Ian. Tell us about what happened today.
Oh, we just actually had a relatively minor gear failure. The hinges that actually hold the flaps on the wing.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, the hinges that hold the wing together, the flaps to the wing, one of them dislocated and the flap became partially free.
And then that's not something you want to see.
No, it was a bit of a surprise for us, but funnily enough, the guys went up the rig and actually fixed it, and they said, do you want to keep sailing? And we said, maybe we're going to check out the other ones.
So is it that the pin actually just slipped down? Is that what happened? Or?
Something like that, yeah. It actually slipped up, but you know, it was yeah, basically classic, you know, like the gudgeon on your rudder when it sort of isn't connected properly.
So they banged it back into place, and then we saw them punch a couple holes in the wing. What was that about?
Really just a safety, you know, we didn't want it to happen again, and they could see actually as the boat was sitting there doing the repair that, you know, that could potentially happen again. So rather than having a major disaster, we thought we'd lash it down and make it proper.
All right, so Friday, tomorrow is going to be a nasty day, so there'll be no sailing. What's the repair process? You're going to drop the wing? You're going to...
Yeah, we just lay the wing down. The guys would go through, just secure those pins properly all the way up the mast. It's actually a relatively minor job, except, you know, there's a number of them up the mast, but you know, it's just maintenance, I guess, and learning about the thing and learning about the design.
Now, and that sort of leads into my next question, which is, you guys broke the other mast. 2 days later, this thing was in, and it went up, and I think to all of our surprise, we watched it go out and rip around the harbor.
Yeah.
Was that anticipated?
Well, no, there's a lot of sort of uncertainty about how hard the boat would be to handle with the wing in, so we didn't sort of have any fixed ideas. We thought we'd stay in the harbour because the actual negotiating of the entrance around Point Loma there could be tricky in the wrong wind direction. So we went out for a sail on the harbour, and it was really so easy. It was amazing. I mean, the guys came in saying, wow, the manoeuvrability and the handling aspects are fantastic with this thing, and they could throw it around like a dinghy.
Well, I mean, you know, having followed a lot of the CCAT guys and spent a lot of time covering them and talking to them and everything, the advantages of wing are significant. I mean, they seem to be really significant.
Yeah, one of the interesting things with the decision to do the wing was it's not a whole lot of really good data about soft sails, you know, conventional sails that we use all the time. The data's not really collected in a super scientific base level method. So it's kind of hard to compare a soft sail to a wing and decide how much better it is, but certainly all common knowledge of the subject shows that, you know, the wings are reasonably large gain in performance on the smaller boats, and no reason to think it won't be as good or better on the larger.
Is that what you've seen so far here in 2 days of testing?
Yeah, I mean, it's early days. It's hard to get it up to peak performance straight away because the control systems are incredibly complicated, and we've done a lot of research on what and how we want the thing to look, which means to get it to exactly where we want it, we still have a little bit of work to do.
Is this as big as it'll go, or is there another piece you can put on top?
Well, it's as big as it can go for right now, and until the venue becomes clear and the rules become clear and a bunch of things, there's no parts to add at this moment.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, let's switch gears here for a second. One of the things that I found interesting, knowing a lot of the designers that you're working with, is that you have so many, and so many interesting personalities and strong opinions, and what's it like, and sort of what is your big challenge in putting that all together?
Well, it's actually a great challenge because of the diversity and the different people and the sheer size of the team. But the staggering thing with this boat is this amount of work, the scale of work that needs to be done to get things built on it. I mean, everything is huge. Every single fitting or design is a custom part. There aren't parts available commercially that will do the work that we require them. And you know, every single item on the boat is a big design process, from a block to even a small pleat on these boats are custom designed jammers because the loads are so high. So, I mean, it's a lot of people, but there's an awful lot of work to do. And the sailing team, the shore crew, the boat builders, all of those guys are just basically wrung out for the amount of work they've got to do, and we cannot get enough people, you know, spun up to speed to do the work in time. It's the biggest challenge is just getting the stuff out the door. You know.
So with respect to designers, is it that their work is so segregated because they all have so much individual things to do that it's not so much babysitting and coordinating as it is just getting everything done?
The hardest part is the sheer scale of what we've got to do. I mean, we've got something like 60 consecutive projects going right now for new parts and updates and upgrades or repairs or review or revisions of parts that are on the boat. That's a lot of projects to manage. That's just designing them that I look after. We've got to interface with the build team, make sure that the guys can build it, understand what they're building, support the builders at our build site, support the shore crew here. The sheer scale is quite staggering, and a lot of those are not small projects. A lot of those are large dollar or large multi-people design projects, and yeah, the scale is amazing.
Does it make your work in the 32nd and the 31st Cup just look like you're going, oh, that was so easy?
Certainly on the size and scale of it, yes it was. I mean, we've never had anything like this magnitude going on. But on the other hand, you know, the work is a lot more exacting and needs to be done really, really well, and you can end up with a big disaster with that kind of stuff because, you know, very small errors made early on or at some stage. This work, I guess you can make the errors, but I think that the actual precision is not quite so high, and you know, we have reliability issues and things that we're driving for here that are probably much more important than the America's Cups previous, where you could sail for a long time and you know, iron the bugs out, break anything that may not be done properly and move on. Out here we're running out of time and we're running out of days to go sailing. We can't afford any more failures of any significant magnitude.
So you've got maybe, what, a couple weeks left here?
Yeah, I can't remember the number, but our total sailing days is under 60, I think, maybe even under 50 now. So we're running down on days, and yeah, we've got to get on a ship at some stage fairly soon and get over to Valencia.
We hope.
We hope. Exactly.
We're fairly confident it'll be Valencia. We certainly we're looking forward to going there. I love the city. So
yeah, same here. I'm quite looking forward to going back to Valencia too. But with the courtroom involved, you never know where it'll turn you next.
You do never know. Now you have 2 6-week-old twins. Is that right?
2 brand new little babies. Yeah.
You're gonna bring them with you to Valencia?
That's certainly the plan at this moment, but one never knows. But yeah, that's the plan.
You have any time to see them?
Yeah, usually they're screaming about, you know, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I see them quite clearly at that moment. But yeah, no, they're going great, and you know, that's project number 61 and 62.
Oh God, poor thing. Ian, I know with the wing coming out, I think something we saw, something the Fox 5 News here saw, something the New York Times saw, is a massive interest that no one really expected popped up, and people who had written it off, had been pissed off about the court, who hadn't been following in a long time, all of a sudden went, wow. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about what this means to maybe the future of this type of competition?
Well, it's actually a great privilege to work with a team that pulled this off, because you hear a Lingy talk about this endeavour and they say, oh, you know, it's too hard, too complicated, you can't really get it done in time, it's not going to work. And, you know, there's still every chance that we'll struggle along the way to make it work as effectively as we know it can, but the fact that guys have got it on the water and we're sailing with it and we're working out how to, you know, get that final couple of degrees of tune in the setup of the thing is a huge privilege. But what I've been struggling for years in front of the camera like this to explain technology to people, to get them enthusiastic and show them something interesting. And you show them a piece of rope or a computer and that, and they, oh, look, we've seen all that before. But this is a visible, highly visible object, something that's unique and people see. And they see it from behind the building. They'll be driving past, they'll see it over the top of the convention centre that's right beside us here. And that's exciting because anyone can look at that and say, that wing's huge. And you say, yeah, it's much bigger than the biggest aeroplane wing that's ever been built. And you know, people are into that sort of thing. They can understand that's a major project, that's a major breakthrough, and they can understand why it is better than a soft sail. So it's great to actually have some good grist for the mill, some good objects to show and get people excited about.
Well, it's certainly exciting, and we've been so excited to follow. We've been big fans of Sea Cats for ages, and to see it on this scale is, frankly, I was out there all day and I just kept staring at the thing going, oh my God.
It's truly beautiful, and it's beautiful to sail with because, you know, the sails on these boats are a real challenge to handle. You know, the guys are really worn pretty thin by the end of the day from just pulling them up and down. Even with the motor on board driving the winches, it's still hard work just getting them on and off the boat. And you get on with the wing and it's like you jump on the boat and we're ready to go. It's a little bit of a privilege in that regard.